Hey guys, CryptoDad here again, and today I'm going to talk about the Binance Main Net Launch, which will be occurring in a few days. So let's get started. Alright, so we talked a little bit about the Binance Mainnet swap on my live stream on Friday. I did a little more research and I've got some insights into it. The long and short of it is that it looks like we're going to have to wait till April 23rd, at least, until we find out more about exactly what we need to do. Because it's not quite clear exactly how you're going to switch your BNB ERC20 tokens to the BNB mainnet tokens. The consensus so far, at least in my mind, seems to be you'll be okay leaving them on Binance. But let's explore that a little bit. All right, so I did some searching and some Googling, and I tried Binance Coin and a couple other things, but I remembered that when we tested out their DEX, their decentralized exchange, in one of my previous videos, that we downloaded a BNB chain app on the ledger. So I did a search for BNB chain on Google and found some videos, and I found this article, which is from Binance Support. So you can't get much better than the Binance Support article. So they talk a little bit about it, and of course they mention that it's going to be April 23rd that they're going to switch over to the mainnet. Until that point, they're going to be releasing some wallets for some of their insiders. So I think if we click this link here, it takes us to this more in-depth announcement about Binance Chain and what exactly will be happening here. And so they mentioned that the first batch of BNB will be allocated and deposited into an address belonging to Binance in order to convert the ERC20 BNB for existing owners. Now, my assumption is that if you hold BNB on Binance, if your BNB coins, your ERC20 based Binance coins, are on the Binance exchange, that they will automatically be swapped to the new mainnet Binance coins. All right, but there has been some discussion about that, and do we need to withdraw the coins in order for this to occur? I still think that if you have them and you leave them on Binance, you'll be fine. The question is, what are you going to do with them after that if you want to take them off Binance? And we've got a little bit of insight into that. If we go back to the Binance chain walkthrough that I did in my previous video, and I'll talk a little bit about that. We need to go to Ledger Live, right? And we might start in Portfolio, but you need to go over here to Settings, right? And then if you scroll down to the bottom in Settings, you have this Developer mode. You'll notice if I go straight to Manager, all right, so if I go over here to Manager in just default mode and I search for BNB, I come up with nothing, right? But if I go to Settings and I scroll down to Developer mode and hit this tick box, then I can go back over to Manager and do a search for BNB. Actually, Binance, right? Right, it's Binance Chain is what it is. They call that. Now, this is the app that Binance released to Ledger, or Ledger developed in conjunction with Binance, and it was for testing out their decentralized exchange. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back on my Ledger so we can play around. All right, so we got Binance Chain installed on our Ledger, and you can take a look at it here. All right, so that's about as good as I can get it. I'm having real problem trying to get this thing to focus on my ledger so that you can see it. But that's the Binance Chain app. That's about as good as it's going to get. If I get it any closer, it goes out of focus. So I apologize for that. So here is what the Binance Chain app looks like. Okay, so now that we've got the Binance Chain installed on the ledger, we should have a private key. Now, what the interesting thing is that there was some test Binance coin that was sent to this address. So I might have to, I don't know, delete it and then add it again when it becomes official. Because as far as I know, this is simply a test app, right? So I wouldn't recommend running out and installing this and then trying to transfer any of your Binance coin into it. I'm just sort of speculating on how this is all going to work when it does occur. But the another interesting thing that I discovered is that here is a sign up or login for Binance Chain. Right? So this Binance Chain should be our DEX, right? Or Binance Chain supposedly is the mainnet. So if I do login, I'm going to try that with my Binance login. See what happens. Login. I'm using my Binance login to try to log into the Binance Chain thing. Okay, so it does not recognize it. So I'm assuming that this Binance Chain is its own thing, right? So instead of trying to use my Binance credentials, I'm going to create a new account. All right, so I'm going to paste in that password. It appears to like it. Okay, new registrations are not allowed from your IP address. Maximum limit reach. Contact a staff member. Okay, so for whatever reason, it's not going to let me log in with my normal credentials, apparently. And it won't let me create a new account because I already am using, it's the same IP address that I was using before. So looks like we've hit a wall here. Interesting that they won't let me create a new account here. Now I could use a VPN, but I'm not going to go through all that. That's rather disappointing. That's too bad. All right, so the takeaway here is it says the Binance Chain Explorer and Web Wallet will be available to selected partners, of which I am not, and beta testing for live testing first, and will be open to public access around April 23rd. So we're hoping it'll be April 23rd that you'll be able to access the Binance Chain Explorer and the web wallet. And I'm assuming that this web-based wallet will allow us to withdraw our BNB mainnet coin to a wallet. Hopefully it will be very similar to the test Binance DEX account, which I created in a previous video so that I could run their beta version. So let me see if I can get on that. Let's go over here to a new tab, and let's see, I believe here it is, the Binance Decentralized Exchange. This is their Testnet, right? So I already have a wallet based on my ledger. All right, I'm going to go into the Binance Chain app on my ledger. Right, it says Binance Chain ready. I know it's a little bit hard to read here. I'm having trouble getting this webcam to focus on my ledger. So let's say I'm going to choose Unlock Wallet. And I'm going to use the Ledger Device option here. Right. And I've got the PIN code entered. I've got the Binance Chain ready. I'll connect to Ledger. Oh, and okay. So it's opened up some addresses for me. None of them have any Binance or any BNB on there, which is interesting because there was some test BNB in here earlier when I used this before. So okay, I'll choose this first address. All right, so I'll just choose that first address. There's 0 BNB on there. Let's confirm that. And there I am. Now you see here it says Testnet, right? There's this is not real Binance coin yet. It hasn't the main net has not come out yet. So I can look at balances over here, right? There's no balance at all, which is kind of interesting because, as I mentioned before, I did run their test. So I thought that I should have some test Binance coin in here, but it's not a big deal. I mean, it wasn't useful anyway. So this is pretty much what the new Binance chain wallet will look like, right? The web-based wallet. And you'll see that I was able to, and then there's that address, right? So if you look at these here in these very cryptic explanations of what's supposed to happen, they say, if everything works as intended, then users will be able to provide a Binance chain address for BNB withdrawal request. So the assumption is that this testnet.binance.org, they'll give us a new web address that we'll be able to use that will take us to a very, very similar website for their new DEX, but it won't be the testnet, right? And you'll be able to create a wallet using, their interface. Whether you generate your own private key or you generate a computer file, right? There's different ways to generate their wallet. The key store plus password, the mnemonic phrase, the private key. All of these you would have to manage on your own, right? And I wouldn't want to do that, right? I would. My preference would be to install the BNB chain or the Binance chain app on my ledger and use that for my private key, right? Now the only variable here is whether or not I'm going to need to uninstall my BNB chain app and install the final version of it, or whether or not the private key that got generated from my ledger app is a valid key for withdrawing mainnet, right? See, here's that. This is the BNB mainnet address that my ledger has generated along with a private key. So we'll find out, right? We can wait until April 23rd to see what happens next, but I have a pretty good feeling that it's going to be very, very similar to this. Well, I don't know if that cleared anything up, but so this is what we're looking for when we go to, when we hit April 23rd, a way to create a Binance chain wallet for their DEX that we can withdraw our BNB off of Binance into our own wallet. That's the ultimate goal here. We don't like to keep our cryptocurrency on an exchange as a rule. It's much better to store your cryptocurrency in your own wallet. So we're looking forward to playing around with that. And I will do a video on April 23rd when we get the final confirmation of how this is going to work. Don't forget, I have a live stream every Friday night, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Please join me for the live Q&A in LA. Throw out any questions that you have, and I'll do my best to get them answered. Hope to see you there. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I would appreciate it. When you subscribe, there's a little bell that you can click that will allow you to be alerted whenever I post new content. Once again, thanks for joining me, and hope to see you again soon.